Hello, everyone. I've got a fancy new headphone setup coming to you from my office today. I want to say welcome to exam week. If you haven't already read through the announcement I sent out yesterday, let's take a quick look at it together. And even though at the top this says the announcement or the video is for section 99842, the information is the same for whichever History 124 online class you're taking with me. So if you're in my other section, 99844, you're still getting the right information. Wanted you to know that the exam, which is split into two parts, a essay portion and a multiple choice portion, is available to you now in module 5, and there's other information here about when the exam is due, etc. What I really want to show you are just a few key things about getting ready for the exam. So let's go into the study guide very briefly. So the study guide is going to be helpful for you to know what it is I'm going to ask questions about. In particular, you have here the essay prompt. And here's what I really want to know from you. Now that you've been reading through lots of material these first 4 weeks, you've been watching my video lectures, you've looked at the other material in our modules, how can you see examples of hierarchies, meaning ranking systems, or the ways some people have more power and some people have less power in the history we've studied? So I want you to pull together at least two specific historical examples based on the reading. It could also come from the documentary Lost LA Borderlands of how these different hierarchies affected the relationships between different groups of people in New Spain and in Mexico between the 1500s and the 1840s. Now, some of you might also want to address what happened within the United States if you want to talk about the relationship between Anglo Americans and Mexicans, or Anglo Americans and Native Americans in the area of Texas, because Texas became part of the United States before the end of the Mexican American War. So, obviously, the study guide has lots of other information about how you should format your essay. As it says, please, please pay attention to this fact that I don't want you to put your name on the essay itself. You don't need a cover sheet. I want to grade them blind, which means I don't want to know which student wrote the essay as I'm grading it. Uh, so instead, Canvas will just show me it's student number 1 or student 2 or 5 or 17 or whatever. Then at the end, I'll be able to see which students wrote the paper. So I'm trying to not have any sort of bias. And then the other thing I want you to know is there are examples here about how you paraphrase from a book, how you cite direct evidence from our book, etc. All right, so beyond that, let me move into then the parts of the exam. So you've seen some instructions like this before when you submitted your evidence interpretation chart, for example. So here are the details. You can minimize them like you can with the rubric, or you can maximize them. So read through this. It's going to give you a lot of information about how long the exam should take you, what exactly you're going to be doing, tips again on formatting, how do you quote or cite sources when you're paraphrasing or using direct quotes. And it'll also give you some tips if you need help by going to the Learning Center with NetTutor, or of course, you can contact me. Then I want to go here to the rubric, and this is really important. Please read through this. This is going to explain to you how I will grade your essays. So, up to 20 points of the essay is for how well you use the evidence. Up to 10 points of the essay is based on how thoughtful and interesting, analytical, etc. is your analysis. Up to 10 points is going to be based on how you organize the essay. And this is really clear because it tells you what should go in the introduction. It tells you how your body paragraphs should be organized. And in the conclusion, I don't want you to just re-summarize your essay. Don't do that at all. Rather, I want you to tell me what is significant about this topic. For example, when we think of hierarchies, so what? Why should we still care about them today? That's what I want you to tell me in the conclusion. And then finally, you'll look at how well you're proofreading it, your writing style, your grammar. For anybody, I'm more than happy to review your draft of the essay with you. You could email it to me. We could set up a meeting through Pronto or Zoom. We can go over it. Finally, I want to show you the other section of your test, and I think you'll do great on this because you've already taken quizzes in our class, and it's really the same format. There's no time limit on taking this part of the test. As long as you submit it by the end of the night on Sunday, September 26th, you can just keep working on the exam, and then it'll save your answers automatically, and then you can come back to it, keep working on it, and when you're ready, you've finished it, you double checked it, then hit the red submit button. Once it's submitted, though, you can't go back and change your answers. All right, so if you have questions, let me know. We actually have a couple students already who would like to do a virtual review meeting or review session with me. So we're actually going to be doing that tomorrow, Wednesday, September 22nd from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. I'll send out an email reminder too. But truly, folks, I am here to help you. So if you're having any trouble or difficulty, or you just want to get some feedback before you submit something in a final way, let me know. And like my t-shirt today says, échale ganas, mija. Or to all you male identified folks, échale ganas, mijo. If you don't know Spanish, that means go for it, keep at it, give it your all. Uh, don't give up. All right, folks, I'm looking forward to seeing how you do on exam 1. Bye for now.